Hi everyone, I am your host, owner, and creator of The Mix. Welcome to my channel. Welcome. Like this video, share this video, subscribe to The Mix, especially those who are digitally passing by. Also, I need for you all to listen to this video. Yep, from beginning to end. Listen to it from beginning to end. Thank you to all my supporters, my subscribers. I thank you all for just being patient with me in this content creation journey. I'm having fun with it. I have a lot of hiccups, good, bad, all of that stuff. But hey, that comes with learning and growing and developing and all of that stuff. But thank you guys for supporting me. If you're interested in donating to content enhancement creation for my channel, The Mix, go ahead and Zelle your girl. The Zelle information is in my description section of this post. And also you can cash app me. Yep, your girl has a cash app. Yep, I have a cash app. So I'm going to go over a few things. First, I'm going to talk about Tory Lanez. And also next, I will be pivoting to I'll get more into that. And then finally, Travis Rudolph. But as you can see, unfortunately, I highly dislike reporting this. Mr. Tory Lanez will be sentenced on, I think that's Tuesday, June 13th. So unfortunately, that is happening. That is taking place. It's inevitable. Mr. Daystar Peterson, aka Tory Lanez, will be going to prison. And my hat's off to his legal team post-trial, the new legal team, who actually seems like they exhausted all options. I mean, all options to try to get the sentencing from not happening and a new trial, and the judge, I think, removed all of that stuff. So my hat's off to them. They're doing what they're supposed to do, as they call it, lawyering. When a client is paying them, they're supposed to exhaust all options. I wish they were on Tory's team from the beginning, because I stand 10 toes down on what I said. I was trying to give his first legal team the benefit of the doubt, but to me, he had ineffective counsel. They were trash. So many things happened. I think they dropped the ball in terms of challenging things, especially evidence or recanting testimonies by certain witnesses and all of that. I think they dropped the ball with challenging and disputing that at trial. So unfortunately, this is the outcome, and it's still, in my opinion, we can agree to disagree. It's free Tory Lanez. I do not believe he got a fair trial. Nope. I do not believe he got a fair trial, and I do not believe he is guilty of what the prosecutors are citing in the state of California, LA County. So that is my opinion. And again, like, share, subscribe to The Mix. Like, share, subscribe to my channel. Tuesday, June 13th. And hopefully the judge will have mercy on Tory. I don't know, because this is the same judge Tory's team kind of went after. So yeah, Judge David. But in my opinion, he's a prosecutor's judge. Head on over to my video section. Go over all the Tory Lanez videos I've done, in my perspective and opinion, based off of research and information I've gathered through the various media sources and court documents and all of that stuff. So that's just my opinion. And yeah, I believe Judge David is a prosecutor's judge. Yeah, he is. He's a prosecutor's judge. That's what he is. I wonder if MTS is going to do a victim's statement. I wouldn't be surprised. You know, she'll put the nail in the coffin, so to speak. And it's just this narrative I'm not sticking by. And I said this in my most recent video, that he got so enraged and so upset. Mind you, everybody was highly intoxicated, drunk. So enraged, so upset because what? Allegedly pointed a G at her and wanted to take her out. Basically, that's the picture that they're painting, everyone. That's the picture that they're painting, and I don't support that. I don't rock with that. I don't at all. That's my opinion. We can agree to disagree. And the way this justice system is and how prosecutors and judges navigate it within the court of law, good luck to you guys who believe that this was a fair trial, believe that he did this. That's your prerogative to believe that or whatever, but I just don't. I don't. So don't think, like I said, it could be your relative. Don't think it can't happen to your relative, family member, whomever, or you. You know, because 99.9% sure she will be making a victim impact statement, whether it be written and the prosecutor's reading it dramatically, or she might show up. Just never know. But hopefully his sentencing is not excessive. To me, if it's over anything, if it's in the double digits, anything beyond double digits is ridiculous. So hopefully Judge David will have mercy on him. I don't really have confidence in this judge or the prosecution, the entire process. I don't, because again, I believe it's a miscarriage of justice. So, but yeah, there you have it with that. Like, share, subscribe to my channel. Drop a comment. What are your thoughts? Like, share, subscribe to the mix, and drop a comment. I'm going to go ahead and pivot over to AJ Owens, the lady who was murked by Susan LORINCZ, Florida. This whole situation was just sad. So let me go ahead and pivot over to that, and I'm going to be sharing some screens as well.
Killing a mother in Ocala. These are the moments deputies took Susan LORINCZ into custody overnight. She is now facing a manslaughter charge in the death of Ajika AJ Owens, her neighbor. Police say LORINCZ shot Owens last Friday after Owens tried to confront her about an incident that happened with Owens' children.
Okay, you guys, this story is still developing for the mix, and I just wanted to say this. There's so much to uncover, and this will be another legal video I follow. I'm going to try to follow this from beginning to end. I'm not making any promises because how my life is set up, but I would do my best, but I'm not making any promises. So I'm going to try to follow like the charges and do a comparison and analysis from other legal cases or similarities to see what's the differences. I do believe there will be differences. When it comes to the melanated community, things just seem to be different. Judicial system in America. But let me continue.
LORINCZ claims it was self-defense after Owens banged on her door. That's why the Marion County Sheriff said,
like I said, I know there's more to this, and I'm going to do my best to try to unpack this and do a separate video on this. But let me continue.
It took so long to make an arrest.
Because of that claim, the law in that statute.
Okay, Paul. I'm going to play the devil's advocate in a sense a little bit. Taking a long time to charge someone of a non-melanated skin tone. I mean, if you think about it, every county, every sheriff, every state, every jurisdiction is sort of kind of different in the sense of who is in place, the person that's running that particular sheriff. So the sheriff in this county, as opposed to a sheriff in a whole nother county, may do something different. So I don't know. But again, I'm playing devil's advocate here. And granted, I'm not trying to give anyone the benefit of the doubt, but it's just, to me, in my opinion, these are the type of excuses. I'm just going to go ahead and say excuses that they put out there to say, hey, you know, it took this long in this particular instance because of ABCD. But at the same time, think about it. It's a different person that's navigating this. This is a different county, a different sheriff in comparison to probably other counties and sheriffs and this and that. But we do know, record, statistically speaking, when it comes to melanated people, it's immediate charges and really no questions asked. And we'll unpack things later and create our story while the person is being arrested or questioned. So, I mean, it is what it is.
Says that law enforcement will not make the arrest until we ensure, one, it was either justified or unjustified. Then at that moment, that decision's made, decides which direction that we will go.
The shooting is getting national attention tonight at this.
See what I'm saying? Yeah, like I said, a little bit of devil's advocate here. This particular sheriff, this county, this is how he's operating within this jurisdiction. But if you go across town, another sheriff in another particular county may operate differently within the same scenario. But again, you have to throw race in it. Let's just keep it real. You have to throw race in it. Melanated, non-melanated. Okay, here we go.
Center of the case, the Stand Your Ground law. Following this case, the Florida Democratic Party is calling on lawmakers to pass sweeping reforms to the law.
The Tampa Bay's Miranda Park.
Okay, let me pause it right there. My thought process is I think the law should be in place, but it's, to me, in my opinion, the players, the key players, the sheriffs, the investigators, the police, law enforcement, the prosecutors, the judges, how they prosecute. Because granted, I don't have a firearm yet. I'm in the process. But I would want to, depending on, of course, the state and all that, because every state, jurisdiction, county, and all that stuff is different. I would want to be able to protect myself and my family if I feared for my life within my home. So I don't know. And then you can think about the Travis Rudolph situation. Although that particular judge denied Travis Rudolph legal team to use the stand your ground law as a defense. What if he was able to use it as a defense? But nevertheless, Travis did get off based off of self-defense, although he didn't use the actual law, the statute, as a defense. It's really kind of weird and complex, but in my opinion, I don't believe that it needs to be repealed. That's just my opinion. What I do believe, the key players, the people who enforce and create the narrative and all of that, needs to be fair in their prosecutorial efforts. Law enforcement needs to be fair in their arrests, but they are human beings, and a lot of times when it's a melanated person, they see us different, and that's not fair. That's bias. And when there's a non-melanated person, they get the benefit of doubt. They get opportunity for their situation to be investigated, even when they pulled the trigger, even when they popped the firearm. But melanated person don't get the benefit of doubt. It's immediate arrest, and then we'll figure out the rest and create our narrative while that person is being held, questioned, or arrested. It's just not fair. So again, I don't see anything wrong with the actual law. That's just my opinion. And I just feel, and I've said this before in plenty of videos, it's about key players, the law enforcement, the people who enforce the law. Are they doing it fairly? So that's what, to me, is the critical aspect of it, because there will always be vagueness and loopholes when it comes to these laws and things of that nature. And that's a whole nother topic for another day. But essentially, when you think about it, is it being done fairly? The judicial system, the key players who enforces it. Let me continue.
I spoke to a lawyer about that law and leaders on both sides of the argument to explain the battle.
Stand your ground is permission to murder.
That's what Representative Anna V. Escamani thinks of the law that initially prevented Susan Lorinc from being arrested after shooting and killing Ajika Owens, a mother of 4 children, through a door.
It provides immunity to individuals who can proclaim that they were fearful of their lives and allow them to act in a vigilante way. If you are threatened and you respond to feeling threatened, there are laws.
Let me pause real quickly too. And then in terms of firearm ownership, I think there should be other things in place to minimize the wrong people possibly from owning a firearm. So everyone, in my opinion, doesn't have the mental capacity to responsibly own a firearm. And I'm talking ownership. I'm not talking illegal ownership. I'm speaking ownership. The illegal stuff, that's a whole nother topic with people who don't have a right to own one and are legally in possession of one for whatever reason. And that's their business or whatever, but I'm speaking from a legal perspective. But yeah, I do believe additionally there should be some other controls in place for firearm ownership from a mental capacity perspective, because everyone, in my opinion, does not have the strong mental capacity in a healthy way to own a firearm. But let's continue.
The books to provide you with protection in that situation.
On Wednesday, Escamani tweeted that the law should be repealed. It took 4 days for the Marion County Sheriff's Office to arrest Lorinc. The sheriff says they waited to interview Owen's child, who witnessed the shooting, to prevent traumatizing them further, which prolonged determining whether it was in self-defense or not.
We want to ensure that we charge her with everything possible, every crime that she committed, so that she gets prosecuted for every one of them, gets the maximum possible sentencing.
We reached out to attorney Roham Kansari for more insight into the law. He says you have to be in fear of imminent serious bodily harm or death to legally be able to use deadly force in self-defense under Stand Your Ground. And in this case,
whether that door is open or closed and what's being said or done outside of that door is what's really going to carry the day.
For this shooting, Kansari says determining what happened may rest on a child who just lost their mother.
If some of the reports are true, then the only witness that's at that door is a 9-year-old boy.
This is sad. This is just totally sad. Oh my gosh, this is sad, you guys. It really is. Oh, I hope those kids get therapy. They need, this is a lifelong situation that they have to live with. So therapy is going to have to be conducted continuously throughout their life.
Who is the deceased son. So it's going to be someone who's deceased, a 9-year-old, and the shooter.
In Marion County, Miranda Parnell, 10 Tampa Bay.
Okay, there you have it. There you have it. This situation is unfortunate. I'm speechless, actually. I'm very speechless, because what happened to being able to knock on someone's door, even if you knock on it aggressively, have a conversation. So, but I don't know what happened leading up to that. And that's where, to my understanding, I believe the shooter, there was some incidents between AJ and the shooter, the neighbor. So as far as charges, I heard it's manslaughter, and I believe the family is upgraded to murder one. But I'm going to have to dig more into the manslaughter charge or whatever. I think manslaughter is an easy way to, based off of my previous research or whatever, I believe that's an easy way for the prosecutors to kind of get the person off. I'm going to go ahead and dig more into the manslaughter charge to see what they're probably thinking from a prosecutorial perspective. Again, in my opinion, I just think that they're probably trying to give this lady a lifeline, because manslaughter is kind of hard to, to my understanding, prove that there was intent or something. Again, I'm just going to dive more deep into manslaughter to see what their thought process possibly is. But this is a sad situation. Too long, in my opinion, for the shooter to be arrested. It goes back to what I was saying about the differences, the unfairness, the bias when it comes to similar scenarios, but when it's the melanated community, so it's arrest immediately and figure out the rest as we build in a case, so it's not the same. But let me go ahead and review this article with you guys real quick, some excerpts from this article. Okay, this is a news1.com article, crime. It says AJ Owens killer Susan LORINCZ finally charged in allegedly racist shooting. And this was just updated, originally published on June 6th, but updated on June 7th. So it looks like they probably did some updates to this article. The allegedly racist white woman in Florida who killed a black mother of 4 by shooting through a front door has finally been arrested and charged for the fatal confrontation last Friday. Wow, so it happened on a Friday and she was just arrested, a couple days ago. Wow. Only in America. Susan LORINCZ, 58, was arrested Tuesday afternoon and is now facing charges of manslaughter with a firearm, culpable negligence, battery, and 2 counts of assault, local news outlet reported. So she's been charged with manslaughter with a firearm, culpable negligence, battery, and 2 counts of assault. The killer's fate is now in the hands of the judicial system, which I trust will deliver justice in due course. And this is from the sheriff, quoted from the sheriff out of Marion County, Billy Woods, and I added killer. He didn't say that. Attorneys representing Owens' family called the arrest delayed, but noted that it represented an important first step towards securing justice for the killing. Benjamin Crump is on this. Go figure. But this is just an excerpt from this article. Let me know your thoughts. Like, share, subscribe to the mix. Like, share, subscribe to my channel. So what are your thoughts on the delay in the arrest of the killer? Do you believe that charges will be upgraded to murder 1 instead of manslaughter? Let me know your thoughts. Drop a comment down in the comment section. Again, the story is developing for the mix, so just bear with me, you all. Let's get the discussion going in the comment section. It should not have happened, in my opinion. Yeah, let me know your thoughts. Do you believe charges will be upgraded, or do you think charges should be upgraded? Do you think justice will prevail for AJ Owens and her entire family, especially those babies? Let's see how the judicial system navigates this. Let's see how the prosecutors navigates this. Let's see if they put in their best effort and they put in their trickery, alleged trickery that they do to navigate and prosecute cases. Let's see how they do this. Let's see how they conduct themselves under the law. Will they be coloring inside the lines, or will they color outside the lines? Prosecutors, judges, will they follow the law to the letter of the T and, have excuses and reasonings and all of that type of stuff? But no, you guys, let me know your thoughts. Like, share, subscribe to the mix. Like, share, subscribe to my channel. And let me go ahead and pivot to the next topic about Travis Rudolph, another legal related topic. Okay, y'all. You see Travis hitting the gritty outside the courthouse. That's right. That dance the young folks do. I don't know. He hitting it though. He's hitting it. That's right. Celebrate, young man. Celebrate. That's right.
You ever see your brother die? Two bullets hit him. What about get separate from your family?
Celebrate. That's right.
I really want to ask the question that I know is on everyone's mind. Tell us, how was your first night of freedom after 2 years since this incident?
It's just amazing. Like, really a dream come true. I literally had dreams about this, this day to come, and just to have my freedom, to get to cut off the ankle monitor, everything, it was just a blessing.
I know that you were a very religious person. You said that you were praying a lot while waiting for the verdict. What was going through your mind just before the verdict was read?
Just the part of just not knowing, you know what I'm saying? Because your life's literally in 12 people's hands, and just not having control. It's not a good feeling. So there was a lot of things going on in my mind. My mind was rushing. My heart was beating literally while I was reading the verdict. I just literally felt like my heart was coming through my chest. Like, it's just a surreal feeling.
Yeah, and once the verdict was read and you heard that first not guilty and then not guilty, not guilty, not guilty, how did you feel then?
It's just a relief. I just felt like, thank you to the jurors for just going through the 10 to 14 day process of even hearing the truth. And I really felt like they was engaged and they made the right decision, because I clearly acted in self-defense, and I thank them for making the right decision on it.
Let's talk about some of the legal rulings in the case. Now, the judge refused to dismiss your case on Florida's stand your ground rule, but the jury accepted clearly, easily, that you were in fear of your life and in fear of your brother's life and your mom's life when you discharged your AR 39 times. What is it about you? Why do you think that it was so clear to the jury that you were telling the truth?
I mean, I feel like I came from the heart, and like I said, I explained it to them in valuable details. I was credible about what actually happened that night, and it wasn't I'm just trying to come up with a story to get acquitted or anything. It's just, that's what actually happened. I told the truth, and I feel like the truth will always set you free.
Absolutely. Truth will set you free. So let's talk about truth in the legal system. Are there any changes or reforms you would like to see in the legal system based on your personal experience with your case, not knowing things for 2 years and having the uncertainty of having the jury determine your innocence?
I mean, I can't speak on behalf of the law enforcement. I just feel like, as far as the lead detectives or whatever position you're in, dealing with a serious case like this, you just got to be held accountable. And don't just take one person's story and feel like it's the truth. And like I said, it's always two sides, and there's the truth. So it's technically three sides of a story. So until you get all the facts and actually do a thorough investigation, you can't just come to a conclusion on things. So just being held accountable, that's all. I don't have no personal vendetta to the lead homicide detective or anybody that was involved in this case, because I know, they're doing their job, but you got to be held accountable. That's all I'm gonna say on that behalf.
A relationship with her, and I know you seem to honor everybody that you had a relationship with. Is Dominique in your future?
What kind of question is that?
No, not at all.
I think, but now
let me pause that. Travis is very classy. Very classy, very gentleman-like seems. That's the energy I'm getting from him. Seems like a humble guy as well. But the audacity of her, excuse me, the audacity of her, this person interviewing Travis, an attorney, she has to ask him is or has a place in his life, however she want to frame it. Girl, really? No.
Let's talk a little bit about courtroom and what people perceive as courtroom bias in the justice system. There are statistics out there.
Absolutely, bias in the justice system. That's what I was just talking about with the A.J. Owens shooting. Bias in the justice system. How the key players navigate the justice system, from law enforcement to writing up a report to indictments, the charges and indicting the key players. When it's melanated versus non-melanated, there's always, in my opinion, I'm not going to say always, in most instances, there is a difference.
That tell us that when you are black, the chance of winning a self-defense case for murder is under 15%, and that's regardless of the victim's race. Now,
she's citing statistic studies, and I don't have that in front of me to corroborate or to compare and all of that stuff, because I'm quite sure it's a variety of studies and reports out here, but this is what I speak about as well. And then also too, previous videos I spoke about study statistics, which I'm not a huge fan of, but if done correctly, it can be something you can use to gauge or to reference, just to get an idea or just to get an understanding or idea of whatever topic you're interested in terms of comparison, analysis, and all of that stuff. But let me go ahead and continue.
Now, I'd like to get your input first. Why do you think your case was so different? And then I'll ask Mark for his input.
Honestly, I don't even have an opinion on that. I don't know as far as the statistics or anything like that, but
let me pause right here. Everyone is not in tune with what's going on in the world. So before anyone come at Travis about, he sounds so uninformed or this and that, and he's just happy that he got off or whatever. First of all, I would be happy too, and I'm happy for him. I don't even know the man. But everyone, you guys, we have to extend grace. Sometimes everyone is not totally informed with certain things. Topics. Everybody is not on the woke agenda. Everybody is not in tune with the discriminatory practices, whether it be in law enforcement, whether it be in big corporations and all of that. Everyone is not in tune with that, regardless of race. Everyone is not locked in. Some people is not even on a grid like that. A lot of people don't follow a lot of different things, so, but let me continue.
I don't know, like I said, I just feel like it's just clear cut with my case. I mean, you clearly see these guys came to what their intentions was when they came to my house. You clearly see, basically a hit was set out for my well-being and my mother's and my brother's. I mean, it's just clear cut. I mean, that's why I feel like the decision was made how it was made yesterday.
Yeah, I don't look at cases from a statistical standpoint. Everyone's an individual. If I looked at it, I would think that maybe we're not going to win. So I don't think race in this case had anything to do with anything at all. I would hope.
Pause it right there. From a prosecutorial perspective, I believe race played a huge part. Look who they went after, and I'm speaking from this perspective. I know all parties were all melanated, related, or something like that. Background wise, or some of the other players and Jezebel brother and friends and all of that. I believe they're from the melanated community or mixed race melanated / community. So as far as race playing, the part race plays, I would say from a prosecutorial perspective.
I do agree with you that generally people who are not white don't get a same fair trial in a self-defense type of case, and I've seen that.
Okay, yeah, he's expounding a little bit more. He's clarifying, or he's explaining a little bit more about his thought process on the question, race playing a part. Let me continue.
Myself, but in this case, that absolutely did not happen. We had a fair jury. We knew it going into it. We had probably one of the brightest and smartest group of people that I've ever picked as a jury. They really were all bright people, and I knew if Travis didn't win this case and he was convicted, he'll never get a better trial or a fairer jury. So race had nothing to do with it in this case, thank God. at all. He was
So now he's stating race doesn't have anything to do with it. What I believe he's stating, this is just my opinion, my thought process, is meaning in terms of the jury, how they looked at everything. So from a jury perspective, they didn't see race. They saw a man defending himself, defending his family, a man who is the victim, who was in fear for his life. Travis was in fear for his life, imminent. So he had to defend himself. He had to defend his mom. His mom was hysterical. His mom was just, oh my gosh, it was mayhem. Travis was the victim. So he was in danger. His mom was in danger. His brother was in danger. So yes, from a jury perspective, what I believe counsel is stating is that race didn't have a part in that. It was strictly the evidence and self-defense, which the jury got it right.
clearly acting in self-defense, and
But let me pause real quick for one more. I don't know, because I would like to know the makeup of the jury. I would like to know the makeup of the jury before let me just walk that back a little bit. Before I give my opinion on did race play a part, I don't know. I would like to know the makeup of the jury first. The race. Let's just keep it real. Let's see. So I won't bring that back. I'm gonna take that back. If the jury comes out and their pictures and photos, then I will render my opinion about if it was about race or not.
the wrong people were on trial here. They should not have had Travis sitting there. They should have had these other characters, including
Absolutely.
Dominique. They're responsible for Sebastian's death. But unfortunately, in this county, I don't.
Pause again. Dominique needs to be arrested. Dominique needs a lawsuit filed against her by Travis and his team of attorneys. Hit her in her pockets, even for the future, for money she ain't even made or got yet. It has to be accountability of some way, shape, or form for Dominique and the other characters, the other thugs. You know, that this was clearly a hit. She put a hit out on Travis. She did. She put a hit. But I'm almost certain, and a lot of people were stating this, and even my sister and I, we had a conversation, Dominique probably was forced to testify and was granted immunity. So prosecuting her won't likely happen. So, but there's always civil. Sue her. Sue the brakes off her.
Have any power other than to represent Travis. If I did, I would have charged all the other people for many other crimes that they committed.
About anything regard to the victims, and could you tell us what your freedom means to everybody here, both your family and the victims, including the family of Sebastian Jean-Jacques?
Well, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but hold on a second.
Yeah.
You said what the prosecutor said and made a statement about the victims. He's the victim. His family's the victims. There's no victims.
Boom. This is a great attorney. See, you guys, this is what an attorney does. Advocates. And this is post-trial. This is post-verdict being rendered. Travis is released, not guilty on all counts. And look how his attorney is still lawyering for his client on his behalf and right there with him. Love it. Travis is the victim. Period. Let me continue.
Named Jean-Jacques in this case. He got what he unfortunately deserved legally, and unfortunately his friends weren't charged. So the victim is sitting next to me, and I want to make that clear when the prosecutor.
Boom! The victim is sitting next to me. I love this. Travis and his entire family were victims of this hit. Dominique Jezebel Jones put a hit out on Travis. She put a hit out on him. And his family would have been collateral damage if it would have went through. But Travis, fast thinking after all the mayhem, he had to defend himself, and his family had to protect him. Because you never know.
Made a statement to the public that they respect the jury, but they still, their heart goes out to the victims. Well, they got it wrong, and they still got it wrong. This man's the victim.
Very, very interesting, because Travis, many people felt that you are the victim, and anybody who is wrongfully accused is a victim, and there's still a danger that you could have been wrongfully convicted. So thank you, Mark, for saying that.
Absolutely.
But did it feel good to blow off some steam last night, Travis, to be free, to show your family you're happy?
Travis was clowning on the internet. I love it, and rightfully so. Let him flex. Supposed to. Again, I'm throwing a party for Travis over this weekend. The weekend, it'll be a virtual party, cocktails. We're going to discuss some of the case. We're going to discuss the outcome, all of that. And yeah, shout out to Travis Rudolph. Shout out to him and his entire family. Thank you, God. The jurors got it right.
Yes, man. It was just a lot of that was held in, like, you know what I'm saying? I was just waiting. I remember like it was yesterday, even when I was in, you know, the Palm Beach County Jail. I was just like, man, when am I ever gonna get my freedom back? Like I said, the not knowing part of things is the most hurtful thing of this whole process. And you know.
And let me pause it right there. The not knowing of anything. And just imagine being in his shoes. I can't even imagine this. Being in his shoes, not knowing. Just think you're not knowing other situations or other things or something that may happen in your life, not knowing. That can create so much stress. I hope Travis gets therapy too. I hope he goes to therapy and just let it all out. I really do, because not knowing that creates anxiety, PTSD, all of that in situations and circumstances. So yeah, I hope he gets the therapy he needs and continues to heal from this as well, because Travis is the victim here. He's the victim. He's gonna have PTSD probably from this. Hopefully he don't, but I just encourage him to get help. His mom, go to family therapy. Just air it all out, how you feel about, just even if you're angry, say it. I'm angry, I'm pissed. You know, go that route if you have to, you know, because we want him to live a life of good quality, and holding things in, well, I know I do, that's just my opinion. I don't know this man personally, but I'm just saying, I like seeing people win and want the best for people. That seems to me is good people. And nobody is perfect. I'm quite sure Travis is not perfect. Granted, no one is perfect. But come on now. Let me continue.
It's just like, it felt surreal, like just going through that whole process of leaving the courthouse and they saying that I'm free and I don't have to worry about the house arrest anymore. It's just a blessing. So definitely just like, all right, it's time to let it.
Okay, I'm gonna stop it right there.